Chamber Chat. I'm John Terr, President and CEO of the Boulder Chamber. And as we start this new year, I am so pleased to welcome our new Vice President for Economic Vitality, Joe Hovancak. Yes. So I want to just have a chat with Joe, welcome him to our community, into this new role, and to have us all learn a little bit more about his personal background, his sense of the position, and what excites him about this community, and then just what might be lessons that he's learned through his past experience that would be applicable to work here at the Boulder Chamber. So I will just say I've already just wonderfully enjoyed having you join our team. It's only been a couple of days you've been on the ground here, but already I can see that just the energy and the ideas and creativity is going to be a great asset for our organization. So let me just start by asking, so maybe just tell us a little bit about your personal background and your professional background that you bring to this role.
Well, thanks, John, and thanks everyone for joining us for Chamber Chat. It's great to be here for Chamber Chat. And first, what I want to say is it is an honor to be joining the incredible Boulder Chamber of Commerce team, as well as when I think about the Boulder economy, it's like, wow, it's diverse, it's strong, it's thriving. There's this incredible entrepreneurial ecosystem, and the community has been so inclusive and so welcoming. I can't think of a better place, in my humble opinion, to live, work, and play. So I'm excited to be at the Chamber, to be here in Boulder. And in regards to my background, well, as you know, I'm originally from northeastern Pennsylvania. I come from a family of 6. I have 3 older sisters, wonderful parents, and a degree in computer science. And my career spans working with Fortune 100s to entrepreneurial startups to economic development organizations. And through that career, I worked with AT&T for 14 years in engineering and in marketing and a variety of sales roles, including a sales vice president of a 4-state territory. And I worked with some entrepreneurial startups, and I learned the challenges and the opportunities of working with them. And then, yes, much of that. And then moved over to some major economic development organizations where I worked with them in growing the economy for them. Most recently, when I think about that, the past 10 years, I worked with 2 major economic development organizations in South Florida, where I was in an economic vitality role as a vice president and executive director, working on a program very similar to the Boulder Together program, which is doing incredible things here in Boulder. And my job there was to create strategic plans, 3 and 5 year plans. And what I did is I rallied the community together. That's where I brought in academic leaders, nonprofit CEOs, business leaders, community champions, elected officials. We worked on a common vision of how do we create a more diverse, inclusive economy. And what started out as a noble idea turned into this economic initiative that made a difference in the community. We launched initiatives in racial equity and economic mobility and entrepreneurship and resiliency. And I know that I can bring that to the table here. And again, very similar to Boulder Together. So I was so excited to see the impact of the Boulder Together program and the Boulder Economic Council.
So awesome. Well, let me just ask, so you said, I'm in Florida, I see this opportunity here in Boulder for the Boulder Chamber and the Boulder Economic Council. So tell me what enticed you about that role?
A few things. As I mentioned at the beginning, the Boulder economy. Right? So when I think about if I'm going to be in economic vitality, what does the economy look like? What does the community look like? And what does the quality of life look like? And those are 3 things that are very important for me because I'm coming here. This is a long-term play for me. And when I think about the economy, I already started mentioning it, but there's 6 diverse industries here. You got aerospace, bioscience, clean tech, natural products, information technology, and outdoor recreation. And by the way, I love the outdoors, so that was a big draw for me. And it's growing with the labs and quantum mechanics. So the economy is just at that tipping point. So what better time to be here with the Boulder economy? And then when I think about the community itself, again, you have the Boulder Together program. That's amazing. And again, it's tackling the most challenging social and economic issues, really supporting the community. But what I love about it is the partnerships that it creates and the support that you get from the community that we give to the community. And when you think about quality of life, I mean, look around, right? The mountains, the outdoors. I like to hike, ski, mountain bike, all those things. And those things drew me here.
I love it. Well, you mentioned some of your experience and then maybe some of the lessons learned, but just, give me a little deeper sense. So, you're thinking about, okay, your career experience, the successes you've had in Florida, but what lessons have you learned that might be applied to the Boulder economy to keep it vital through the work of the Boulder Economic Council?
Sure. What I think is really important, first of all, it's all about relationships, right? And when I come into town here, and I'm here now, is getting out there, meeting with our community partners, and really understanding what's important to them, what their needs are, and then how do we partner and support each other as we move forward, right? So in building those strong relationships, we really can rally together to create this more diverse, this more inclusive economy that's growing, that's thriving, that's creating more jobs, and is keeping our talent here. So you already have a base here in the Boulder community. So it's really taking that, and how do we continue to grow that? So relationships are very important. I think it's also important to be sharing economic information to the community so that our businesses can make better informed decisions. So when I think about the Boulder Economic Council, we have our great resource reports out there on the website, and it's accessible to everyone, which is incredible. You don't have to be a member, although we love our members, and we welcome more. But the information allows them, again, to better forecast of what direction they want to go in as they're making their strategic plans for the year and for the future, as well as for workforce development. I mean, that's very important. Again, there's initiatives here through the Boulder Chamber for apprenticeships and how we're growing, working with the university and the technical schools and the schools itself, and making sure that we have this base of workforce development for the jobs of today and for tomorrow.
I love it. Let me just hit you on the entrepreneur side of things. So you mentioned Boulder's startup economy, innovation economy. So maybe your experience with that and how that might apply in Boulder.
Sure. So as you look at the challenges and opportunities of the entrepreneurial ecosystem, it's very important to make sure that we're engaged with them and that we're helping them find access to capital, mentorships, opportunities for pitches, opportunities for connections. And when you think about making connections, who better than the Chamber of Commerce? And they may or may not understand the value of the Chamber of Commerce, and making sure that they know that if they come to the Chamber of Commerce, they get engaged, be part of this, we can help them with those connections, those mentorships, and opportunities to find resources and connections through either within our Chamber network or outside of the area too.
I love it. Well, I'm psyched. I just say this, and you can already tell, the matching of energy. So now you have two folks who are ready to go to work here at the Boulder Chamber on behalf of our economy. So I'll just say that already, Joe, in 2 days, with his creativity, with his ideas, and energy and dynamism, I'm just so psyched to have you on the ground here. And I know that it's going to be a great working partnership with us. So thank you so much for taking on this role with our community.
And John, if I could say one more thing.
Sure.
When we think about Boulder and where we're going, we're on this tipping point of being super great here. And I think we need to dream big if we want to achieve big as a chamber, as a community, and as the economy. So I know that we can make that happen. I'm looking forward to working with everyone, especially with you, John.
Cool. Welcome aboard, Joe, and thank you all. Hopefully have you meet Joe very soon. And we'll see you next time on
Chamber Chat.